Okay, now we can implement the delete method. To implement the delete method, we can copy and paste this get mapping inside of this controller. We are going with delete mapping student / student ID is perfect. Here we go with delete student by ID, and here we want to delete student by ID, delete this .get, leave this to string to return something. Now you'll have an error here because we don't have this delete by student ID. We can use, if you're using IntelliJ, you can click on create method, and we don't want a boolean, but I'm going with a string just to return something different. And I don't want a string, I prefer optional student, because I want to use directly the student object and maybe convert this to a string. Inside this method, now we have to put our delete logic. Now you can be tempted to do directly student repository dot delete by ID. This is okay, it could work, but it's not perfect because the delete by ID, it returns a void object. So it doesn't return an object, it returns void. And when you delete something, you want to know if your operation is okay or something went wrong. So another approach that I can suggest is to use an optional student. We can call this optional student. You can reuse the find by ID, so find by ID. Great. Now if you have something inside this optional student, you can go with optional student dot if present, and now you can use this lambda function student dot repository dot delete by ID. And this is great because now you have implemented a logic where if you find a student to delete, you are going to delete the student. And what are you going to return? We are going to return this, return optional student, and it's done. If you deleted something, you'll see inside this optional student the student object that you deleted. And instead, if its object is empty, it means that you used an ID which is not present. Now we are going to run the application. Okay, great. Let's go inside the Postman. Let's copy paste this get method. We are going to change the method in delete. And great, we are going with student 1. Now if you try to delete student 1, you go inside your database, press F5, refresh the database. We have 202, 203, but we don't have the ID with 1. So if you try to delete this student, you'll get optional empty. It says okay, nothing went wrong, but you didn't delete a student because you don't have this ID. We are going with 202, and we go with send, and now you can see optional student, first name Mark, last name Doe. If you go back here, you press F5, we have only Joe Smith. We deleted the 202.